6 signs a girl likes you when you're chatting her up and you've reached a hook point. Let's go! I'm Saint Robert, and for the last 3 years I've been coaching Daygame to guys from all over the world. And in this video series I'm showing you the exact techniques I'm teaching my Daygame coaching students. This video series has around 20 videos divided in 4 different chapters, but this chapter focuses on how to make a girl attracted to you in the first minutes of the conversation and reach the hook point. It comes with a poster showing all the steps you have to go through from strong stop all the way to a strong number close. Use it as a reference to understand where exactly you're getting stuck in your Daygame sets and what to focus on next. First, let's define what a hook point actually is. When you're chatting a girl up, whether that's on a street, in a bar, or any other environment, at first you might feel like she's kinda a little bit cold, she isn't answering your questions too much, she isn't too responsive. You can't really figure out, does she like me, does she not? But then at one moment, you can see everything changes. It seems she becomes more interested in the conversation. Maybe she's starting to ask questions, maybe her body language changes, but it's clear she wants to chat to you. And this is what is called the hook point. Recognizing when a girl has hooked is important for one simple reason. Your behavior before and after the hook point should be very, very different. If before the hook point you're working on a lot of attraction material, you're teasing, you're stacking, you're storytelling, you're trying to get her attention in a way, then after the hook point, once she already likes you, you have to drop all of that stuff and you have to work more on building comfort, making sure she knows a little bit about you, you know a little bit about her, you're challenging her, you're making her qualify, and then sooner or later you're either going on an instant date or taking her number. If after the hook point you act the same way you acted before the hook point with high energy and all the teasing, and never build any comfort, when she leaves, when she goes home, she will think, oh, he was this funny, interesting, attractive, this wild guy, but I don't really know anything about him, and she will not feel connected to you. But if you made her attracted before the hook point and you found out some stuff about each other after the hook point, she'll go home and she'll think, oh, this guy, Roberts, he's this traveling guy from Latvia, he does jiu-jitsu, he's a life coach, I know that guy, he's a cool guy, but I also know a bit about him. There are many different signs that she has hooked, and the more you talk to girls, the more you will learn to recognize the hook point. But if you're not sure whether she's hooked or not, then here are the 6 signs she is hooked. Number 1, the classical, you know this already, she asks you a question. Instead of barely answering your stacks and your stories, she becomes more interested and wants to know more about you. Second one, if you stopped her on the street and she was going somewhere, but then you're chatting to her and she pulls out a cigarette and starts smoking, it's a gesture that says, I'm not going anywhere, I'm gonna stand here at least until finish this cigarette. Third one, especially on the street, if she was going somewhere and you stopped her, but then while she's standing, she crosses her legs and isn't leaving, most likely she's hooked as well. And following, the next one is, she changes her posture to something that's more comfortable for standing for a longer time, maybe even putting her bag on the ground if she had a heavier bag, but anything that if you look at her posture and she isn't just standing straight, ready to leave, it means she has hooked. The 5th one is for the brave guys. If you shut up for a few seconds and there is a second or 2 seconds of silence and she feels the silence, she's the one who starts talking and isn't saying, okay, I gotta go, then she's definitely hooked. And the 6th one is when you see that she isn't asking questions, you can't really tell much about from her posture, but if she's answering your questions in depth and investing and telling you a lot of stories, and especially stories that prove that she's interesting, she's also very likely to be hooked. The thing is, sometimes the girls hook, but they don't ask questions and they don't change the posture, and the guys are looking at them and it's like, it seems she's hooked, but I don't know, she didn't ask questions, she's still standing as if she's ready to go. She's sending mixed signals and guys think, well, she isn't hooked, I have to keep stacking, I have to keep teasing, I have to keep storytelling. Well, in reality, they simply didn't know she was actually already hooked. And there is a very simple technique I teach my students to find out whether she's hooked or not, and I'll talk about that in the next video. The poster showing all the steps you have to take from strong stop to strong number close is available from the link below this video. Use it as a reference to understand where exactly you're getting stuck in your Daygame interactions and what to focus on next. If instead of long conversations about inner game, meditation and other mental masturbation, you prefer a very technical step-by-step approach to Daygame, then subscribe to my YouTube channel.